Alright, easy peasy biscuits. The oven is pre-warming at 400 degrees. White lily flour, self-rising, a little bit of salt, some full fat buttermilk, and we're going to cut in a little bit of mayonnaise. And I'm going to let Miss Mary do it. I'm going to film. So here we go. What was that, a cup?
About a cup and a half.
About a cup and a half of flour.
That makes about 5 to 6 biscuits, depending on how thick you want to make them. A little dash of salt. Gives it a little taste. Buttermilk, about a tablespoon of mayonnaise. About that much. Maybe a little more than a tablespoon.
You cut that in with a fork?
Just kind of cut that in. I actually use a spatula instead of a fork.
Believe it or not, that mayonnaise trick supposedly comes from Hardee's biscuits. But you could use, if you had pork lard, you'd really be on the ticket there. But yeah, cut a little mayonnaise fat in there.
Mayonnaise is just emulsified eggs and oil, so it is a oil-based, lard-based. Alright, so that's just kind of mixed in there fairly good.
Yeah, I must say there's something to rubbing the flour together with the lard or the mayonnaise.
I don't measure a lot, so I'm gonna, I usually just do everything by sight, but that's about a half cup of buttermilk. We'll see where that gets us.
Another thing is you don't work your biscuit dough too much.
So we'll go with another half cup, and I'll put about half of that. So that's about 3/4 of a cup. And I'm just kind of tossing it instead of stirring it. Just
You're actually folding it there, I guess.
yeah, that kind of keeps the air in and keeps you from working the dough too terribly much. Yeah, that's good. It might be just a little bit too wet, but I can work that down. Alright, now put me down a little flour. Turn that out on the board.
Flour to balls.
Yep. And then here, this is a trick I learned from Chef John, is you just bring it up and fold it and press it. Bring it up from the other side and fold it and press it. That kind of helps make the layers in it. And you turn it quarter turn. Do the same thing again. Top and bottom. And depending on how wet you got the original dough, determines the number of times you do your folds. It's starting to feel pretty good. I think I could probably cut pretty soon.
Henry, comparison to pop biscuits, are a little stiffer dough than a pop biscuit dough, or about the same?
I'd say a little softer than a
Pop biscuit?
pop biscuit, yeah. Usually you can take them out of the can.
Stick them on the wall?
Yeah. It's where they need to be. I just make like a...
How thick?
Oh, well, it really depends on, like if I'm making like a ham and egg biscuit, I make them a little thinner. If I'm going to make them for gravy, then I make them a little thicker because I like to get more bread in my gravy when I'm eating it. But I don't know.
3/4 of an inch?
You're good on measurement. What do you think that is?
About 3/4 of an inch.
Okay. That's one thing about Jimmy. He can look at something and tell you exactly the measurement. Just a little bit more so I can get 2 out of a side. And then I don't, they're a little bit soft. I don't twist my cutter, because if you twist, it actually binds the sides and it don't rise as much. So if you just cut down, that will help your biscuits rise a lot more.
Well, I'm learning something myself. Alright, we're going to run it down here. White Lily, self-rising flour, about 1.5 cups. Full fat buttermilk, about 3/4 cup. Of course, before that was about a good tablespoon of mayonnaise cut in, and then 3/4 cup of buttermilk, and I think, and a little dash of salt. Yeah, there you go.
The salt is not necessary, but I think it brings a fullness to the bread taste.
Bread needs a little salt. All right, and you got a buttered pan that these go into?
I do. Got me an iron skillet, which I love, and got a little melted butter on it. And I just, because I don't waste anything, I always use up all my dough. Make a little bitty biscuit.
There you go. That's the one a grandbaby would want.
Yeah. That one usually goes to the puppies.
Well, there you go. That's a nice one for Mom and Dad right there. 5 biscuits.
That seems to work out pretty good. Quantity for us.
Alright, let me back up. We got a buttered iron skillet here. Oven running at 400 degrees. The skillet's kind of warm too. We've got it already started. So.
And get them touching just a tad. That helps them rise a lot more too. Put that one right in the middle. That'll cause this side to rise a lot more, but I don't have enough on the pan to touch up to the edges over here. But that's it. You pop them in the oven for 15 minutes on 400, and they'll be nice and golden brown.
All right, we'll get a picture when they come out. Out of the oven and getting the butter top. Anything you want to say?
No, I'm good. Got to get the rest of the stuff to go with it.
And what'd you call them, Miss Mary's Easy Peasy?
Easy peasy biscuits.
Mm-mm. Well, I'll be dadgummit, I'm hungry. All right, here's the fixings. Little steak and eggs for New Year's morning. And right there's the biscuits. And we're going to see how easy they open up. You got your hand in the way, but look at that. Look, looky.